video that I posted 1 minute ago.
No, I don't think I did. Can we
What?
actually like start watching the videos on the stream? Because I feel like
I was
it's
thinking the same thing.
yeah.
Yeah. But I want you to click on the video and watch it separately so I
Sure,
get
no
to
problem.
views.
I'm doing it now.
Let's wait a second. Maybe
Hmm.
someone still joins. And I also want to kind of like give some general updates. Um, I I did the whole video today. It was somewhat of a stressful day so far. Um,
But it's good
but
though.
I'm happy that I got it done. Um,
Yeah.
yo, I was just messaging you. Hey,
Hey
Evan.
Evan.
Hey,
Um, so I think I'm gonna turn off the center stage. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's so. I wanted to like showcase a little bit, and also to give a framework on like how I think these calls can go, because Jamie wanna like touch on the video. So Sophia just suggested that we watch the video together, and I think this is like perfect because a the videos get some recognition through YouTube, especially if we watch them separately. Um, and Also, um, I think it is a nice introduction to talk about that topic, and then from there on transition towards our projects that we're currently working on and kind of like sharing some wins. So yeah, what about you guys? Like, what kind of wins would you like to celebrate today?
Maybe Evan can start.
okay. Um, yeah, last time we talked about like how I kind of, started discovering how to build everything exactly like I want to, and yeah, so I've just been building for the past week, and yeah, like have a way for people to like not only tie into our universe, but like easily uh, create their own universe um, that like ties into ours, and they can kind of grow it as however they want to. I'm trying to make it really easy to to build in Notion where people don't have to jump through hoops or even really understand Notion at all. Lots of buttons um, and keeping it like mirroring the way that I think about Notion and like how it really like allows you to recreate like universes. And so it's
Mhm.
going to be really cool. I think people are going to like it.
That sounds so cool. Um, has anyone of you seen Sword Art Online?
Nope.
Okay. Ready Player One?
Yeah.
Heard of it. Is on my list to
Sophia,
watch.
this is like a
Yes.
must watch. um, so it's like basically virtual realities that you like, where you can join a world, for example. So you can join your favorite fictional worlds and like play as the characters. And something that they did in Sword Art Online is they started with the space game, which ended up killing a lot of people because if you died in the game, you were dying in real life. So that's the plot. But after that, they kind of released this seed, which allowed you to use the architecture and the structure on how they built the game, and then build other worlds based on that concept. So it really sounds like you're doing something similar with that, where it's like this is the architecture and like a way for you to easily rebuild the thing that you have in your head, but you were never really able to create because there were some limiting factors, and um it just didn't make sense, and the AI doesn't fucking understand what it's doing. So yeah. Nice. What about you, Sophia?
For me, it's just working. So I was doing my Asana tasks, all that stuff. I mean, nothing exciting. I just work all day, so yeah.
Well, that sounds fun. Like,
It
You
is
get
fun
to
for me. It is not just fun. It's not fun to explain it. So yeah.
oh like but that wasn't sarcastic. Like I genuinely meant like this is fun. Like you get to work on the things that you want to work on,
Yeah.
and you get to like make the progress and learn the skills. So um yeah, I like since I started reading Cloud Atlas, like I'm somewhat like taking the mindset of like okay, like be productive, like move things, can like uh create stuff. Even though like Evan, we had a bit of a chat in there. That was a cool conversation. Something that I wanted to kind of mention is on the weekend I painted this wall. So now this
Nice.
wall is white, and it like I've been kind of like delaying that for so long, and then it just like took not even an hour, and it looks so much better now. I'm not sure if like it really shows on camera, but yeah, currently like having these outside projects going on, and um also kind of the video that I created today is something that um I don't want to say I procrastinated on that, because like there were just things that I wanted to get done, but that like pushed it to like me um like scripting and writing, filming and editing the video all today. So I'm really glad that I got this done, and now I get to share it with you guys and get have to talk about it, because
Cool.
it is now the the way to make the creation of content, the marketing side of things, and turn this into a game. And it's like we've been talking about this for so long, but I think now it is at a stage where it's like okay, like I get to finally present it for what it is, because it feels very close to like what I actually want to become. So I'm very curious what you guys think about. So my suggestion is that I'm gonna share the screen and the tab, but you can just like open up the video on yourself and then like maybe mute it, and then you can like either watch your video or the video that I'm streaming. So it doesn't really matter, but this way we kind of like show the algorithm that this video is being watched, and we get some use of that. Oh yeah, you see it?
Yep.
Nice. Did you also have audio? Creating content is a game.
Yes.
Sweet.
Always.
All right, then 4 minutes 24. Let's enjoy. But it's not a finite game that we can win by getting somewhere or achieving this specific accomplishment. It's an infinite game where we win by continuously playing. And this is also what Alex Hermosi talks about in his podcast, The Game, where he considers the whole of business as one big game where we can only win by continuously playing. And Sam Owens also talks about the concept where we have to make things fun and really enjoy the things that we are doing.
That how do I make this fun piece has been a core part of like schools DNA and culture. So we tell our team that too. If you're going to do anything, think how can I make this fun?
If you struggle with creating content consistently, or you just want to make the process more fun, then I have the perfect system for you to actually see your progress and level up by creating content, not just yourself, but also level up the channel that you're creating content in. If you stay to the end, you're not only going to learn on how to level up individually, but you're also going to learn on how to level up collectively, turning this single player game into a multiplayer. But let's get started with an individual content piece. And I want to just show you how powerful this is by remembering the level that we're currently at, which is 21, and YouTube is at level 5. And if I go to the content piece that I'm currently creating, and let's say I'm already done with this, so the things that I have broken down in like filming, editing, publishing, let's say I've already completed these. And you see the progress is going up. And if I check off all of these boxes and go back to the dashboard, you will see that I'm actually gaining the progress and I actually level up through that, which is pretty cool because now I get to think of a reward that I can give to myself whenever I level up. For me, this is going to go to a sauna session, because this is something that allows me to relax and just kind of reward myself for having hit this level, not based on output, but actually based on input. So every time I complete a task that is connected to creating content, then I continue to level up and gain experience points, just like if we were playing a regular game. And the same applies to YouTube. But let me show you on how this looks at a bigger scale, because this is just one content piece that I like to break down into smaller aspects so I can actually complete them, and I can put them in my calendar, and I can time block the things, and I know when to do what, which just helps with the overall organization. We can zoom out and look at all of the content that I created throughout April, for example. And here you see that I was creating 3 video pieces every week for some time to just prove myself that I can do that, and also just level up YouTube, because I love checking off these boxes, and I love seeing my progress in a visual aspect. And then when a video kind of pops off more, and we can go into that. So for example, here I got like over 1,000 views, which is an accomplishment for me. I actually give this a higher difficulty, so I get more experience points for that. So this is how I gamify the creation of content, and this is how I can level up something like YouTube, but I also level up individually. And something that I'm currently working on is how to turn this into a multiplayer game where you can level up individually and we can level up these different channels collectively. Then stay tuned, because this is currently my highest priority, and the reason why I reduce the frequency of creating content to really make this good. Because at the heart of it, I'm not a content creator, I'm more the wizard who creates the systems to create content. And that is why I created this basic content creation template that you can download in the description below. And in here, you can start scheduling content and think about, what do I want to post next week? And in here, I even added some specific scripts for the templates, for some hooks, for a CTA that you can use in order to make your content creation better. And the more you start using this, the better you will get. And then once the level system where we can level up collectively is ready, then you're already one step ahead. And that is how we can enjoy the journey while playing this game together. There you go. What do you think?
Love it.
Yeah, good, really good.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, is it just me, or did I at some point saw Alex Hermosi as a knight somewhere in Notion? Was that him?
Really?
I think so.
Like I do have him as a knight in Notion.
Mhm.
But like, did you see that in the video, or you mean in general?
Yeah, in the video.
Interesting. Maybe that's an Easter egg that I don't even know. um, oh no! You're right. Like the video that I was pulling up for
Mhm.
100 million leads. There
Mhm.
was the thumbnambnel for that, and that's
Yeah,
where
that's
he
right.
was the
That's right.
knight. Yeah, yeah,
It's my first time seeing him though, so that's a pretty cool image.
nice. Yeah, that was like the video that popped the most so far. So
Mhm.
that was
That makes
the
sense.
summary on 100 million leads. Um, I I really struggled on like what to include in the video, because like I didn't want to make it too overwhelming, and like show all these other players, because I guess this is something that we can do right now, because like now we get to go a little bit deeper into it. Because something that I've also been working on, kind of like making that relevant, um, is technically like this is what I did in the video, right? That was the template, but it technically looks more like this. So we have like all of these channels that I'm already like adding levels to, and then we have the game of life here, where we have like different ranks even. And I'm even thinking about like removing the rank, because I think it like almost is nicer not to have that. Actually, let me remove the group. That'll make it look a little bit better. So group none. There you go. No. uh, it's a big thing, so that's why. Ah, no, still not. So this is where, yeah, because like sometimes it like moves up, and then when I'm clicking it, it kind of like gets the wrong thing. There you go. So yeah, like we already have the like a bunch of players in the system, and I felt like this was gonna be too overwhelming. Um, if we kind of include that already and make this around the multiplayer. So that's why it's like, okay, how can I make this simpler? Because for example, when we go into Aiden, and this is like how I imagine the system at the moment, we can like go to attract, and then Aiden would see all of the content that he has been creating if it does load. I think like the streaming makes my Mac somewhat slower. Um, there you go. Yeah. So we see like the content pieces that he did in synthesizers, in the podcast that we did together, more synthesizer posts, and um, yeah, that's kind of like how I see it. I also, so now I got a question for you guys. Um, should I go deeper into the attract part, um, or also like cover the convert and deliver aspect? Because this is something. Where are you? I don't. There you are. Too many Chrome tabs.
I almost think that, like based on the last discussion that we had, uh, that like you have the system set up, and they can like download the template, but like um, I haven't really seen anything that really addresses like, okay, here like here's how you start. You know, here like from the beginning. Here's
Mm,
and like the part we were talking about last time is like, yeah, creating your profile piece or whatever. But um, yeah, I mean, if we covered that, then you'd think that there'd be like more adoption kind of into the system, and then that way we can collaboratively grow and build, and get more people uh, using it, so that we can like learn from it, um,
I like
rather
that.
than like jumping in. Like you already have some things set up for people to use, but that way, like if we put an entry point where it's like, okay, here, first start by like getting in here and making it your own, and kind of show like have a video showing them around like their profile, and
Mm,
understanding like, okay, and here's how you like, you know you can put some images or things that you like, or whatever, to really frame, make it theirs rather than yours. um,
yeah, I like that. Um, I think like I wanted to have this video out so I can like show other people, because like it's not completely done, because I thought about going into the AI aspect, that where AI allows you to take the information about your ideal customer profile and take like a style guide on different hooks and titles from YouTube videos, and then create the video for you at the press of a button. Um, and like I wasn't there yet, so I was like, okay, like um, this is like the first part, and I kind of just wanted to share that with people. But I do agree that like the next video should be about like how to create your profile. Um, and then I think we can always go back in the order. I'll probably make like another video and it's like, okay, how to scale content creation with AI. And then it's still the same system, but then we go into the AI, and then people like maybe they've already watched this video, so they have some context, maybe not. Um, but yeah, I like the focus on creating the character, because this is probably going to be the next thing. And the plan is still to go for the school games in July, so that means we have um yeah,
40
let
days.
me quickly share the the content plan on like how how I'm looking ahead at the moment. So uh so so I am currently thinking about that's too much. Okay. So this is content creation. Next, I want to talk about the Stormlight archive. Um, then I probably like changed the unified calendar into like the character creation. Because that should be the next one after that. Then I want to talk about a book again, and then I don't think these school quest affiliates. I don't think these are relevant, so I could replace them. But I wanted to kind of like start things off with the 100 and kind of like say, hey, do you know the 100 from Alex Hermosi? Um, how about we do that, but in teams? Um, and this is what I want to like start the community of then. So we have like one more video. So this would probably be then create content with AI if this is the character creation, and then we have like another book to cover, which would be a fictional book or maybe not. So like, yeah, that's somewhat the plan so far. So we can get ready for the launch in July.
Yeah. I've got a question. So, have you thought about making a longer video and actually putting everything in there about Notion? Like from the character creation all the way to like leveling
Ooh,
up. So, like
that
a
is very
20
good.
minute video, maybe longer.
I like that because this is something that we can always reference back
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
The thing is like always changing though.
Yeah, that's the main problem about doing anything like this is because it's just like with Notion, like that's the whole point. You're constantly like growing the system. Um,
True.
but I think if you stick to the core like mechanics of like not necessarily how the template works, but just like the ideals behind the system of here, yes, you have a character and you can pick like what your class is, and then based on the class, it will like the class, and then like also the channels that you use for that class. So like, here's your character. Oh, you're a knight. Okay, well, what channels are you going to use for your to attract people, and kind of just like stay at the high level of the concepts, and not stay so focused on like, and here's exactly how the template works, because it's probably not going to work that way if you want.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of want to touch back on the challenge, because just to kind of like catch this up with you. So where I'm currently at is I want to have an easy challenge which takes a week, then a medium challenge which takes a month, and then a hard challenge which takes a quarter. And this works perfectly for next week having the easy challenge. Then we have the whole of June for the medium, and then we have the whole of Q3 as the hard. And then the hard challenge can be the join a team and like start making money.
Yeah, I mean that'll
Basically,
be your whole school games period, right?
exactly.
Yeah,
So I think easy should be create your character. So this is kind of like this is perfect since we can also make the video about this then and create the theme around it. It's like, hey, by the way, like this is like the theme of this week is to create your character. So here's what you can do. Here's what you should start with, like all of that. Um, and then like what do we do for June then? For like I still I talked with Jasmine, um, Jasmine. Yeah, I think there's a German pronunciation as well. So we, I talked with her about the um bingo cards. So maybe this can be the thing for June then, because like, hey, you have a month to complete like 5 different quests. And these can be whatever you want. And like, of course, you can like play this even longer, but this is what we would like heavily focus on around the month of June, where we give people like um new things to explore. And I think we can make it around the health, impact, and relationships. So in order to get the bingo thing, you would have to touch at least like all of them. So you can do 3 impact and then 1 health, 1 relationships, or 3 relationships. And so like we would still have to create the card around that. But um yeah, I was thinking something like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I like that. Like, yeah, because it like create your character, and then okay, well now that you have your character, work on your personal aspects and get used to the system, and then join the quarterly challenge, where it's like now we enter into like all right the business piece of things and find your team and grow all that. It's like an expedited version of like the long the long haul. It's like a quick
And
take
something
through
that I
everything.
would continue to do is run the medium and the easy challenge, continue running them.
Yeah.
So each month we start like um do you know how Jasmine did this in with the bingo cards? Like did people get new bingo cards after they won, or we
If
didn't
we
really
didn't
get.
only did one cycle through it, so not sure how it would work recurring like, but um, yeah, we had like one period or whatever to see who made bingo or whatever.
I've got
Nice.
like a question about this though. So if you will have a focus time for character creation, so easy challenge, and then focus time for medium challenge, what about the people who join during the medium challenge? They don't have their profile to start the quests.
That's why I would say when you join, you will always get the easy challenge. So your default is always easy. Um, and then if you join in the middle of the month, you still do easy, and then you have to wait until the new month to start the medium, because the medium is ongoing, but the easy starts every week, essentially.
Okay, yeah, that also makes sense. So would that mean that only kind of this time you will have a week dedicated to character creation, and after that each month will just be medium challenge, and then depending on when people join, they will just get easy challenge, and then they can jump into the month of the medium challenge?
So like the way that I imagine it at the moment is starting next week, every week will spawn a new easy quest, which is
Okay.
about creating your character. And I think we can always expand on that and say like you can always like do the easy quest and work on your character, because you can like go deeper in your personality, or you can deeper in your reflections and write down your achievements, or like um like I bet Evan, you're like in a similar boat there, but like I spend years creating my character profile. um so this isn't something that we get like done. And I would like kind of like make a post and like, hey, like if you are completely new to this, then create your character. If you already created your character, then you can always expand that. If you don't want to take on a medium challenge or a hard challenge, or maybe you want to do both or all three. So
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
always possible.
I
that
was
makes a lot
thinking
of sense. Yeah.
like if we had for the easy challenge, like I'd be happy to like once a week host like an office hour kind of thing, where it's like okay here you join for the easy like the easy challenge office hours or whatever, and with with each week in the month we cover a different section of the character profile thing, and so it's just like a recurring cycle that people can kind of join in on, and
Love
that way
that.
it's like okay here you join in the third week. Well, we're focused on this section of the character template, but so they just kind of start their building. While somebody who joined on the first week would just start with a different portion of what, but it's still that the main focus for just that office hours and for the easy challenge for that week is the character profiles, just different sections of it.
Nice. I really like this because then, at the moment, I always let new people in on Tuesday so I can promote this call. But I think we can then shift this. For example, if Monday, for example, works for your office hours, we can let people in on Monday. Say, hey, there's already an office hour where you can like create your profile and get started and be kind of like onboarded, go through the tutorial together with everyone. Um,
Yeah,
and
maybe
then
let them in like
like,
a day early, like Sunday, like let them in Sunday and
Yeah, I was
do
just
the
gonna
oh
say
yeah,
Monday
that.
first,
Yep.
whatever.
I like that. Yeah, we can do that. Something that I started now is before I let people in, I send them a personalized loom. Because it's 1 minute. It doesn't take that much time. And um, who is the guy from the Brain Club? Um,
Joseph,
Joseph. Yeah. I think his Loom game is really strong, and it just like I feel like I know him much more because he's been sending me like 4 looms already through like the comments and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, I'm thinking about doing more of those.
yeah,
Um,
definitely, yeah, definitely should.
no, that's cool. Um, all right. Now I'm curious. Like, what are your current projects? What are you guys working on? Like, doesn't have to be business. Can also be like health. Like I also want to have like this kind of like fun aspects and like what shows are you watching? What games are you playing? Because like I want this. So far like these calls have been like really business focused, which I don't mind. But I think as long as we don't have the paid community, it is always going to be like a strong focus on that. But eventually I want to move this more towards like a space where we can just geek out about the games we're playing, the movies we're watching, the books we're reading, and just kind of like extracting the information out of that. Because um like there was this synthesizer post where someone kind of like mentioned anime, and like it was just like 30 comments underneath like this one comment because like people didn't really have a place to talk about this. But it obviously like what Lincoln did with his post about like what's your favorite anime, um and like those. So yeah, I'm curious like what are you currently consuming or doing, working on, whatever. No work though. We already talked about
I've
it.
been hanging out with the school cat a lot, uh,
Nice.
and that whole and meme land. Been really enjoying that crowd, uh, and I recently found out that Sophia has something to do with all of that. And so yeah, that was quite the surprise. I was like, hey, oh yeah, I know who Sophia is. Like, what do you think? And so that's been really cool. Trying to find my place on school. Moved from one home to another over time. But I think I finally found my. I'm going to live in meme land as a human. Human.
That's
That is
cool.
so cool. Honestly, I was just talking to the school cat yesterday, and he was mentioning you, and like that's such a like a cool kind of turnaround because I know you from Game of Life, and I know you from Memeland as well.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah. It's
super
one big
cool.
family.
I just talked with him before this call. So
Really,
yeah.
yeah, he's just talking to everyone. I swear, like with everybody.
No.
So
He's
yeah,
good at networking. Like I give
yeah,
him that.
he's really good at it.
That's cool.
Nice.
I like what he's doing because it it mirrors what I imagine like ours to be in the long run, as far as like representing yourself in the form of another, being. Maybe it's not a cat, but like, uh, you know, yeah, because it's a freeing experience to get to like recreate yourself in another form, and yeah, maybe whether it's a cat or a night cat.
What form would you take? Like or what animal?
Uh, I mean, I like dolphins a lot, but like I'm not sure I'd be like how the dolphin would play out in the real world very well. But yeah,
Okay, I think dolphin works. Like, there are no limitations of having to. Wait, no, dolphins breathe, right? They don't like breathe. Like they're
they
not
have to come up
fish.
for air.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they come up for air. So we just like have to take like a water pistol and like spray you once in a
Yeah.
while. What about you, Sophia?
I honestly don't know. Like, I've been asked that question before. I feel like it's such a common, at the same time, random question. But, like, I genuinely cannot say. Probably because I don't know much about wildlife. I mean, obviously I know, but, like, I'm not super interested in that. I don't know. Elephants are pretty cool. So maybe. Yeah. What about you?
Before I talk mine, like, um, I was thinking of an insect for you.
Yeah. It's not funny, okay?
It has more context to that,
Yeah.
but um, mm, you could be a butterfly though. Butterflies are cool.
They live like one day. That would suck.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
They live like very short lifespans. Like if it's not one day, it's max several days.
Oh, but
Can they
like,
like fly across the like world? Like there can't be that in a day.
I
yeah,
mean,
I think there
yeah.
are butterflies that only live a day, but there are also ones that live longer. And you
Okay.
basically get two lives. Because like
That's
you
true.
live
Yeah,
as a
that is pretty cool.
caterpillar and a
Yeah.
butterfly.
Okay, I'll
So
take that. Like it's a big switch between an elephant and a butterfly, but that's okay.
or like either one, it's like they're similar enough, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Um, I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and I'm gonna claim the phoenix for me. So
I was actually thinking about that. But I like
nice.
that's definitely cheating because it's not a real thing. So
Like you don't know that. Prove to me that phoenixes aren't real.
same thing with unicorns, honestly. I can be a unicorn. Prove me
You
that they're
can be
not
a
real.
unicorn. No one said that you couldn't.
Okay, then I'm a unicorn.
Well, then I'm a dragon because that's
Okay,
my
that is
um,
even more cheating.
That's cool.
zodiac or my Chinese zodiac sign.
Oh,
Can we
nice. My
talk
brother
about
has
like
the
why
same one.
unicorns are so feminine? If you think about like
Really?
it's like it's a horse, which is like it's used in war. It's like it's something like really masculine.
Have you
And
seen
then
that new movie that just came out? Uh,
no,
uh, uh, I haven't seen it. My brother saw it, and it might not fully be out. It should be out by now. He saw it at the film festival, but yeah, it's got some like pretty big. I think it's got like Paul Rudd in it, so it's big enough to be in theaters or whatever. But yeah, it's like a semi horror movie about unicorns,
huh?
and yeah, I don't know the way my brother described it. It sounds pretty interesting.
Okay. I'm still confused by that. It's like I guess you could make the argument that horses are more feminine, but like a sword is the most masculine thing. Like why, if we combine a sword and a unicorn, it becomes the most feminine thing. It doesn't make any sense. Because like a unicorn is a horse with a sword on his head. Um,
I think
Never
it's the
mind.
rainbows.
Basically.
The rainbows could do it. Yeah, I can see that.
Still, but like
Um,
rainbows are in the sky. I do not see how that can be neither feminine or masculine. That's like if you talk like rainbows, basically you can talk about rainbows in the same context as you talk about the like clouds or sun or moon.
Yeah, but anything beautiful is feminine because
Okay, that's
guys
just
are not.
weird, you know. Well, so
so if we have an ugly unicorn, is that masculine?
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
um, okay, so Evan, you've been hanging out with school cat. That's cool. What about you, Sophia?
um haven't been hanging out with anybody. I don't think so. Um I've been reading Mistborn, still reading it, and yeah.
Nice.
I'm getting closer to the end, but it's not there yet. I want to like take it slower because I
Mm,
really want to like actually like come up with theories about the ending. So yeah,
it's so
and
interesting.
after that, you recommended me to read He Who Fights with Monsters, but I'm thinking to take a break between those and actually read Poppy War. Like I've been hearing about that a lot.
Which one?
So Poppy War,
I haven't heard
haven't
of
heard of
them.
that.
No.
It's been all over my For You page for some reason, but yeah, it's. I feel like it's a standalone book.
No.
So
It's not.
yeah, I want to
Yeah,
try
I
to
get
read
them.
that. Yeah, and after that, I'll get started on He Who Fights with Monsters. So yeah, I feel like
Oh,
my to be read list is getting pretty long, especially with your recommendations. So yeah,
Yeah, like especially since my recommendation isn't just like one, but like
yeah,
one
it's like a whole
recommendation
universe,
like
honestly.
happens to be just like 11 books or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
um Something that I wanted to touch on that aspect a little bit more. Um and maybe we can see on how we can integrate this. Um Maybe this can be part of the medium quests, but I've been pitching this a few people and they've been like really excited about this, to take the level system that we have in the character creation, where you like, hey, like create your character, and then you can kind of level up by doing the quests through the bingo card. So um connecting that to like a D&D session where you level up your fictional D&D character by leveling up in real life. So you don't gain experience points by completing the adventures. And we don't have like this endless GM discussion. It's like, oh, do we level up? It's like, no, you have to level up in real life, and that is how you level up. And um, something that like 100% is going to happen is um the the Cosmere RPG, which combines the Stormlight Archive and the Mistborn series and the world of Brandon Sanderson, basically, and puts this into an RPG. So I always think it's like, okay, this happens in September. Um, so maybe we can already start something like this to get people introduced to the concept. Um, and have like a D&D like session based on that. But I'm not sure if this is a shiny object syndrome and it's just like that just adds so much complexity to everything that we're doing. But I'm curious to just discuss it, and it's like a fun last 10-minute conversation.
I want to quickly mention that I'm all for it. I don't care if it's a shiny object syndrome. I would love to participate, and also for me, it's time I need to jump up 15 minutes earlier today.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yes, you said that, so this
yeah,
is happening right now.
yep. And by the way, like I feel like this last like 10 minutes when we're just discussing like what we're up to outside of work, that was pretty fun. I feel like we should do that like more often, and maybe even start the conversation with that.
I
So
like that. All right,
yeah,
let's do that.
yep.
Cool.
See you later.
See you,
yeah.
Sophie.
Bye.
Sophie, yep. Bye bye.
Can you explain a little bit more about what you're talking about?
Yeah. So
Go
have
into
you
the D and
played
D
D&D
thing,
before?
huh?
Have you played D&D before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like your character gets progressively stronger as they level up. And um like having a story where we kind of like lead people through, and they everyone can join, and depending on what level they are on their character sheet based on the real life, that is also the strength of their character in the session. And I'm not sure if we can actually do it with D&D because um honestly it's kind of complicated. Like D&D is like, if you have no idea about this, like getting into that takes a while. um so I'm not sure on how feasible that is. In the past I've tried to run like homebrew D&D sessions that are um, just variations of that. So I was recently talking to CJ, and she made the post about Avatar: The Last Airbender and like having a D&D session about this, because then instead of having like a book of magic spells, you have four elements. Um, and then depending on what level you are, um, I would make the focus really strong around the storytelling. And this is like what most like I'm not really sure, but like the best GMs tend to do that. It's not as much about um like the strategy and the dice rolling and the stats, but like I've seen some GMs just kind of like throw people in there and ask them questions. And like, okay, you're this character, here's your backstory. These are people that you like, these are people that you hate. Um, just role play. Um, and this is like because if you have to think about your own backstory and if you have to like think about like what kind of spells you have and what kind of things you can do, and it's like no, like you're a firebender and you hate this guy and you're in love with this girl, but you're socially awkward, um and then you can like role play as that
Well,
and
definitely,
not
yeah.
like making it too strategic, more as a way to get to know each other, to just have a story. It's like, okay, like what do you want to do? And it's like, okay, like you want to like jump over this fence, but like you're not really athletic, so the probability of that happening is pretty low. It's like, oh, I still want to do that. And it's like, okay, then let me like roll for you. Or yeah,
Yeah. So,
does that make more sense?
yeah, yeah. It does. I was just trying to get clarity. Yeah, that's a lot like I never really gone into what Waigami is, but like it's along those same lines. So in my universe or whatever, it's like here you level up in real life, and as you level up, like uh, as you as you collect more information on yourself, you get more experience because it's more like your
Yeah.
experiences are like awareness points. You raise your awareness points for your character, and that's really how you level up, quote unquote. And then by like as you are more aware of what you do in your life, um, and then it's like okay, well, what your awareness is more like training your uh, you're raising your character level in the D&D Waigami universe because like the more you capture about yourself, the more your character gains experience like because you're like inputting the information into the game, and so yeah, like in real life, you have like your person, you're like you, and you have like one set of stats, and then you have your like avatar, where like based on the information that you put in, you then get to like assign you like oh here let me take the points that I earned in real life and spend them and use them in the game to like buy like learn this spell or learn that spell. But you can only learn this spell or that spell if you've gone out and been charismatic or been done the things in real life in order for your character to be able to actually unlock those things in the game. And so
Mm,
it's like it's a way of blending the two realities, but you are both your character
yeah.
and yourself, and it's a splitting of the things. And your character, and I would like it where in the game world somehow like unlocked things like oh here you found some treasure, like here can I somehow figure out how to turn that back into real money or
Mm,
real love or real connection or real whatever in the real world. But I haven't really quite figured out how that would work until like it's actually happening. Where it's like,
mm,
okay, yeah, it's like, well, I mean, if connecting with people in the real world gives you, certain powers in the game, and then in the game you connect with somebody, it's like, okay, like, but yeah, it's similar to what I have imagined. Now I have all that kind of mapped out as far as like uh, what type of real world events translate into certain attributes or certain systems within the game.
mm. Yeah, like I absolutely love that. Like that's basically exactly what I was imagining. Obviously, it has like a lot more texture and context to that, and I think we we need to kind of like lead people there slowly, because
Mhm.
if we like start with all of that, it's like what the fuck is happening.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
was like, hey, like let's start with your character. It's like, hey, by the way, you also have a fictional character. So if you join these sessions, then you can play with your fictional character in a fictional world where we just tell a story. And this story is connected to our own favorite stories that we just like love and learn. And um it's so funny. It's like it's so great that like we met each other because like it really felt like it was meant to be, because like something that I still remember this. I was like in middle school, and I was like trying to combine like all like this Lord of the Rings aspect with Star Wars with like Power Rangers, and I was like, okay, like I want to like build armies that are like made out of droids that are fighting like these orcs that are defended by elves or something like that, and then um kind of like really connect these worlds differently, and that's why like Ready Player One clicked for me so much. And just adding more context to that and allowing people to really I think doing that helps people cope with this new kind of world that is emerging right now. Because if you're not as deep into AI or virtual reality, like these things will hit you like a truck, because within like years the whole world is going to change. And I think what we are doing is building the bridge, and it's like this is who you are in real life, but you can also have this fictional character, and eventually we will get to the point where you can like simulate that in an augmented reality. And like if you're a ranger, then you have like and people wear these glasses, then they see that you have like a bow on your back always or something like that. And like starting to recognize that people have more than just like one life, whether it's like, hey, this is my job. And it's like, hey, like I'm also like this kind of like this D&D character. And like with some of my friends that I've been playing some D&D for a long time, like some of my like fondest memories are of the adventures that never happened in real life, but I'm still remember. It's like, oh, like when we sneaked into the palace and like um we were like poisoning the people with the sleeping gas, and then you critted like the knight, and just like he wasn't supposed to die, but then he just died. And like these kind of like stories, they I don't think anyone can say they're not real, because like they did happen and we all have these shared memories. And I think it's just about adding more nuance and adding more context to that, because like as we go deep, and something that you mentioned with like taking the fictional world and bringing that into the real world, like I absolutely love that. And I think a way to do that is like probably through crypto and through like NFT tokens, because if you
Yeah.
have something like that, then you can like bring this and like, hey, this is
Yeah.
unique, and there is only a limited amount of things in there. And I bet
Yeah.
Sophia would get super excited about like when you find this legendary bow in the game or something like that, and she just sends you an actual bow.
Yeah,
We
that would be
also
so dope. Yeah, that would
yeah
be cool. That's a real yeah, that would be really cool. Because yeah, the blockchain, I've already done all the research and everything. It's like that is part of like the end goal, and why like I'm trying to learn a lot more about like Web3 communities, because school's great and all, but like it's not like the future. And so like yeah, and like the whole universe creation aspect of things. Like I'm starting it out in Notion, but eventually that'll be more of a blockchain based, DApp system kind of thing too. But yeah, like right now it's more of the idea of like helping people realize that they're multifaceted, and that in their everyday life they recognize who you are internally versus externally, versus like your you know critic the critic inside of you. Like decide who you really are, and then
mm,
translate that into like, okay, well, if that's who you are, then and that like let's go put that person, and now you can be even so much more by creating your own universe. And that's what I was
yeah,
saying when I first started this, is like the
mm,
idea is for people to not only reinvent themselves, but create their own world, and invite people in, and write your own story and have your own experiences that can like then merge with other people's if you want, because I like everything's mapped together. So it's like here in your world you only have these kind of spells, but if I portal over, I'm like I still got my stuff like here,
Nice.
that kind of thing. And so yeah, blending, giving the people a way to create their own narrative and frame themselves
Mm.
and world building. That's all the stuff that I'm interested in.
Yeah, to empower them to be the person that they actually are without the limitations of reality.
Yeah,
So like you can be a dragon if you like really want to, and if you see yourself as a dragon, like people should also see that you are kind of like that and you identify with that. And like same with me and the phoenix. And like that's kind of like also what the symbol like kind of represents. Like these are the wings of the phoenix in a way, but it's like a balanced way from the Jedi symbol. So, um, people understanding and having more context of who you really are and how you see yourself, um, not as like the version that you are, but like who you aspire to be. Like this is the kind of person that I want to meet. If I meet someone, it's like great, this is who you are, but I'm always trying to discover who they want to be, who they are becoming. And it's like, oh, like, and this is why the potential of people is so interesting. And I think too many people disregard that. And I always hated that when someone like didn't take someone, like in the beginning when I was like, I don't know, 18, 19, I had these ideas and people didn't take me serious because of my age. Um and yeah, I think showing people like, hey, this is like who I want to be and like who I want to become, and this is my mission, and this is the thing that I'm gonna change. And like, okay, I'm gonna like I see you as you are and as you want to be, because this will help you get there.
yeah. And I mean, like in the corporate world, like I mean, even the way they tell you to do a resume is like, don't tell people what you've done. Tell people like what you're gonna do, what you can do, like and draw from your past experiences. But build your resume around the job that you want, not the job that you had. Like push yourself, grow yourself, and I mean, and it's framed that way all over the place. But then like reality comes and slaps you in the face and it's like, no, but you're not that. And like just do what you're told and be what you've been. And it's just like giving people a place to grow and like and be seen for like yeah, give the people a chance to not who I want to be. I am that person already. I just can't be it because I'm so held back. So yeah, that's what I dream of for this space.
I muted myself because I'm not sure. Like the church is very close, so I'm not sure if you hear the background thing. Um, but yeah, like I definitely see us doing that. The only question is like, let's brainstorm more on this, because like I think next week Jasmine also wanted to join. She like has a friend's birthday today, so I think next time we can like introduce people more to that, and then like let them create their character already and kind of like introduce the concept. And like I think this this fictional world is something that we should 100% like start including in the narrative, because this is the thing that makes this unique. Like you get to be whoever you are. And I see so much potential in the long term and just like taking
That
this really far.
that should be what we do the about page about is really just like that. Focus on that. As like be the like not even become, just like be the person that you want to be here and
Mm.
represent yourself. And we'll give you the tools that you need to be the person that you want. And and we'll view you that way. It's like
Nice.
school's not exactly the best platform to do it on because they want you to be like a real person and whatnot and like you have your real name and everything there, so it's somewhat like, but it's good because it's like not what that way you're like still based in reality where it's like I know like this is what my you know but yeah, you get to transfer like, okay, well my profile is not like what I'm doing. It's like I am now like whatever, I'm the master of the universe, like You are. Just you come here and you will be. So
Yeah, yeah, I like that. And I think we're getting so close to that. So yeah, I'm excited to like start connecting people around that concept and like let them also create their fictional character with that, because I think this is something that just adds something unique to it. So
yeah.
we're gonna
One,
talk more on
one more
Thursday.
thing. Uh, like I've got so the way that I handled my project was that like I created your universe and I created my
Mhm.
universe side by side with like a background layer for like the master universe. So we can talk about that on Thursday, but kind of make a decision or understand like well, like yeah, I mean we have two universes and the whole idea is to have lots of people's
Recording in
universes.
progress.
And then some people liked it,
Yeah,
some people hated it.
yeah, I like that.
Um,
Let's talk more
and I think
about
the
this
word
on Thursday,
Thursday. Yeah.
because this like adds I think we need more time to properly cover that.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch the school games with me? But like we're gonna end it here. So if you've been watching this, thank you. We're gonna like grow this to the moon. Not actually to the Mars. I want to go to Mars for sure. So please.
Yeah.